Alan stabbed MC with a knife and took her soul, I think, and was crying. I don't know what's happening, but we're going to find out in this next segment. So without further ado, let's get into this. Youth is a flower, but love is its fruit. Blessed is the man who waits for the fruit to ripen and picks it. The underworld, land of demons. After claiming her soul, I returned to the underworld where I belong. What did you do with her body? This is the safest place for me. As a high-ranking demon, no ordinary demon would dare approach me. Of course, some are curious about the new soul I possess, and they've been watching me from a safe distance. Eventually, 2 of them approached me. Hey there, Alan. Just wondering where you've been. You went out and found a tasty looking soul, I see. But how did you sneak it out of the human realm? The gods have been keeping a close eye on that place. Damn, it really looks delicious. That unique color. Come on, let me have a taste. The lesser demon licked his lips. I held her soul tight as if to hide it from him. Sorry, I'm afraid not. This is an important new part of my collection. And if you try anything, you can count on me to devour you next. I glared at them both, and they cowered back, but only for a moment. They couldn't seem to resist their desire. They stared at her soul with open greed. Don't be so selfish. After all, we're all friends here, right? At least let us have a little lick. You gonna kill them? Whoa, he does have a wing! Yes, come on, let's go! Woohoo! Nope, I hit a button. What'd I do? Oops, there we go. But I'm assuming he's missing the other wing. I gave them the tiniest display of my power, and they took a step back. Hey, come on. We're just joking around. Don't get so angry. We know you could destroy this whole place if you wanted to. Still, it's been at least 50 centuries since I've seen such a lovely soul. I'm so jealous right now. The lesser demon eventually wandered away. Once I was alone again, I glanced at the soul. How is he carrying it? A cupid that called herself Katybug. The soul I'd been seeking for so long, I finally held it in my hand. No! I want to know more! Stop teasing me! I called out the name I knew her by and closed my eyes. I was barely able to save it before it disappeared. I opened a book containing the details about Cupid and looked up proudly titled, finally chapter. The book of vanquishing was written by Satan. Only the most powerful demons could hold it in their hands. Invoking the slumbering demon in the name of salvation is God's folly. His followers are the enemy. A false god cannot open the gate. At first, I was hoping to find a way to destroy the gods of Celestia. Only a demon of chaos with the power of reincarnation can become the world's true savior. Yeah. I thought that if I destroyed Celestia, I could bring her back. That's why I sought a way to defeat Jupiter. To be sealed away in dark praise given by all Morphines, and be so tightly bound, they give birth to a great wisdom. All I ever found was ways to seal the gods away. There was no way to destroy them, and no way for a demon to reach Celestia in the first place, so there was nothing I could do. But what I did find was something called godly titles, finally chapter. A god with a title and a duty has limited time. They believe the false concept of give and take, valuing sacrifice and sin. This taught me that Cupid only exists for a limited time. Their power disappears after about 400 years. I learned this when I first became a greater demon. At that point, Cupid was 379 years old. So she would disappear in about 20 years. I studied the book of vanquishing obsessively, looking for a way to save her. Then finally I found it. One chapter mentioned that Cupid would lose their bow if they fell in love with a human. Oh, of compassion, and a care for another, this feeling cannot be comprehended. Such love strips the God of their divine power. Other than another God, the only other option was human. It was clear to me that a filthy demon like me could never fill such a role. That's why I wanted her to fall in love with someone else. I had no choice but to take direct action. It would anger the gods, and I would surely face retribution. It might even mean a war between Celestia and the underworld. But still, I carried out my plan because she was more important to me than the underworld itself. I'd even give my own life if it meant she got to live. That's why I've gone through all this. A way to make her live as a human. The best option was for her to fall in love with a human man. But I failed because I just couldn't let her go. If only I hadn't reached out to her. But I just couldn't help myself, and now I'm suffering the consequences. But I'm not going to fail again. I will find a way to place her soul in a human body. Then she can live on as a human. It'll work for sure this time. If she can become a human, her soul can avoid destruction. Even if her form is different, at least she'll be alive. If she were to disappear as a god, reincarnation would become impossible. Living out her life as Cupid would cause her to vanish from the world completely. That's a sad fate awaiting any god who doesn't become part of the Daikon. That's simply their way. In order to protect their precious humans, they would dispose of their fellow gods. I can never forgive them for that. That's why I've chosen rebellion. That's my way as a demon. Anyway, I better get moving. I held her soul tight and looked out over the human realm. I was planning to pay a visit to the human whose soul she would be inhabiting. But all of a sudden, I couldn't move. My heart was telling me to keep her close to me. But I couldn't do that. I didn't want to fail again. Do I? I can't blindly listen to my desire anymore. Oh boy. So, you abducted her soul and brought it down here? I turned around to see Clarice standing there. Clarice Tai, the one person who's been helping me out in the human realm all this time. And a demon like me, a succubus. Ha! I was right! Clarice, I didn't know you were here. She was showing her true form. It seemed like she prefers her human form. Oh, she wasn't showing her true form. I want to see her true form, though. Well, after you told me all about your plan, I was curious to see how it turned out. She took a closer look at what I was holding, then sighed. As a fellow demon, she probably couldn't believe what she was seeing. Still, she helped me out knowing exactly what my objective was. In order to help me make Cupid fall in love, Clarice had become her roommate. She showed Gil dreams and made him fall in love. She also pushed her to open up and make her think about love. But even then, I'm sorry, I had no other choice, even after everything you did to help me. This is all my fault. I was completely incompetent. Clarice just shook her head. Don't mention it. It was nothing compared to what you're about to do. Are you really going to reincarnate her? I am. Why not make her become a demon instead? That way you can be with her forever. When she's a human, you can never have her again. Even knowing that, you would still reincarnate her? Yes, my only wish is for her to live on. I couldn't ask for anything more than that. After all, that was my original plan all along. I only lost sight of my goal after she made me fall in love with her again and lose my focus. My dear love. Oh, this is so freaking sad. I didn't dare wish for us to be together again. I just want you to survive. She's really important to you, huh? Of course. Because she's my... Anyway, I have to go. I stood up, still clinging her soul close to me. The preparations are already complete. All I need to do now is bring her soul. Wanting to keep her with me is just my ego talking. This time, you can find true happiness as a human. I hope you can live happily. Even a demon that has no faith in God is allowed to pray once in a while. I flipped my one wing and headed off toward the human realm, into the far off skies, to a place I can no longer remain myself. I carry her. Oh no! I also want to know about the scar that MC had before she died. And yeah, according to that love theory, paranoid love, morbid love. But why would a demon ever fall in love with a god?
どうして神を
Oh,
愛してる
mania.
のかしら。悪魔なのに。なんて。
There I go
つい
again.
癖
But
が
I
出ちゃ
can
った。
enjoy working at that company.
会
Maybe
社で
because I
働く
had
っ
her
て
around.
意外とあらん。
Go
や
on
り
then,
遂げな
Alan.
さいよ。
Finish your mission. I'll be there to
私の
help,
力にな
no
るわ。
matter what.
必ず。
Ah! I wasn't expecting this story to be so sad. Ah. Sweet. I saw a dream. A bizarre dream. I was wishing I wanted to go back somewhere. A sound of a distant wave. A warm, sweet scent in the air. A place I miss. A place I want to return to. When I was a little girl, I used to annoy my parents by crying a lot, wanting to go back somewhere. My mother tells me this is your home, but someone is waiting for me somewhere. That's what I feel. Oh, wow, that's loud. I was jolted out of my dream by the sound of a tinkling bell. Oh, so I do look the same. Okay. Oh, I dozed off again. It was my favorite class, romantic psychology. It was because I was working late last night. It was that strange dream again. I had that dream several times since I was a kid. Now that I'm in college, I still see it a lot. I didn't remember much of the content. It's just a dream that makes me feel
じゃ
nostalgic.
あ今日はここまで。来週締め切りのレポート
Well,
よく考えて
that's
く
it
る
for
ように。
today. Go and think carefully about the report that's due next week. What? A report?
もう、またがっつり寝てたでしょ。
Sheesh,
顔
you
にブレ
slept
スレ
again,
ットの
didn't
跡
you?
ついてるわ
You've
よ。
got bracelet marks on your face. What? Clarice looks tired. I hardly looked into the mirror I had taken out and saw the marks on my cheek. Probably because I was sleeping with my arm as a pillow. This bracelet is getting old now. I'd been wearing this colored rubber bracelet since I was a child. It's a bracelet with a cobalt blue and white bands linked together.
いいか、
Oh,
このブレスレットは
you
外
listen
し
to
ちゃ
me.
ダメだ。
Don't take this bracelet off.
寝
You
る
have
と
to
きも
wear it even when you
ずっ
are
とつ
sleeping.
けておくんだ。
Did he enchant it so people couldn't enter her
ずっ
dreams?
と
This will
ず
protect
っ
you
と
forever. Oh, Alan! Making me sad over here, brah. A gentle voice that I remember from time to time. My old memory about someone telling me not to take it off a long time ago. I wonder who that was. He had a wing, so maybe it was an angel. Maybe it's because I was told not to so many times that I never removed the bracelet. Now I don't feel comfortable without it. So, Clarice, would you mind telling me about the report?
仕方ないわ
I
ね。
guess so, but now you owe
カ
me
フ
a
ェマキアート
cafe
一杯で手
macchiato.
を打つわ。
You have time until your
サー
club,
クル
right?
活動まで時間あるんでしょ。
Yeah. Like that. I've been living a pleasant life. My major is romantic psychology. Recently, I've been doing research on the issue of declining birth and marriage rates. I wonder how, like, if there was a time gap between when she was reincarnated to, like, now. Like, if it was just, like, a continuation from where she died to when she was reincarnated. So it's been, like, what, 18, 19 years? For some reason, I've always been curious about it. The stories of other people's love lives and their marriage rates. Or if he went back in time, maybe? So I studied hard and enrolled at Los York University. Now I'm studying romantic psychology. This is what I've always wanted. I like that even reincarnated, she still loves love and romance. But I fell asleep. I better hold back a bit at my part-time job. That might be a good idea. After I put my books back into my bag, I left the classroom with curlies. It stopped raining. It was raining here today. I woke up to it and it lulled me back to sleep. It was really nice. It was raining pretty heavy when class started. Haha, lucky me. We walked through the courtyard, which still had puddles of water, to the calf on campus. I always had good luck. Once I had avoided a subway accident thanks to oversleeping, and I'd also been saved from being crushed by a falling tree. Whoa! That's when I tripped over a stone and fell. I splattered the contents of my bag on the ground and hurried to pick them up. That's when it happened. A car shot in front of me and went straight into the garden. It was a breath away from hitting me. That scared me.
ちょっと大丈
Are
夫
you okay? Yeah, I think so. I looked at the car sitting in the garden. I couldn't believe how close that was. If I hadn't tripped, I could have been struck. I really am lucky. I gathered up all the scattered textbooks and calmed Clarice down, who was yelling at the driver. We then headed towards the calf. I mean, honestly, though, her reaction is legitimate. Like, you almost got run over. Whew, that was close.
相変わらず危ないな。
I watched over her and breathed a sigh of relief that I was able to protect her again today. Ah, of course. Earlier, when she was about to be hit by a car, I tripped her over as fast as I could. She was able to get away.
しかし、
However, I didn't expect her soul to be
転
so
生しても彼女の
attractive for
魂
demons.
が。
Even after reincarnating, her soul still maintained the same Cupid allure. Usually, when a human reincarnates, the shape and color of the soul changes. I guess the goddess is different from a human. Her human soul is wrapped around her existence as a goddess. Attractive colors are leaking out at the gap. Because of that, there were always low-ranking demons stalking her, trying to eat her.
しかも、
And as she grows older,
成長するに
even
つ
her
れ
appearance started to
容姿
resemble
ま
her
で前世
previous
に似
self.
てくるし
I didn't expect this either. What did you expect? Her soul even affects her appearance. Fortunately, I put her soul in a vessel that had a similar feel as her, so people wouldn't suspect her relation with her parents.
これが
So this is the soul of a
神
god.
の魂か。
Ah, I guess that makes sense. The law of nature was forced to be changed. Imagine my great surprise when they gave her that name. She has the same appearance and same name. As she became closer to her past self, I am becoming more and more fearful.
まるで運命の
As
力
if fate is trying to return her
あ
back
るべき
to the
姿
self
に
she
戻そうと
was.
している。
Her soul seems to shine even brighter as she gets older. Because of that, more and more lesser demons started showing up. But she still had that bracelet I gave her, so none of them are able to get near her. So instead, they keep on trying to kill her from a distance. Ah! They're hoping to catch her in the instance before the soul is released from the body and starts to reincarnate.
だから
That's why I can't
目
leave
が
her.
離せないんだよな。
Random comment, I hope he's eating. I promised I wouldn't be near her, but I am. I want to hide myself so she doesn't accidentally get her memories back. In my demon form, she shouldn't be able to see me, but somehow she can detect me.
彼女が赤ん坊
She
の頃
nearly pulled my feathers out when she was a baby. I wasn't imagining it. She can, in fact, see me.
多分
It's
彼
probably
女
because she
が
was
神だから
God.
だろうが。
I can't be near her in my demon mode. If she couldn't see me, I could be around her 24/7 and protect her. But she can see me, so I have to watch over her from a distance. I felt there was a chance that if she regained her memories, she will once again become a god. But if she continues to reincarnate, her power as a god should fade away. I will blend in with the wind and protect her so that she can live a happy human life.
俺が
I
君
don't
を
think
守ってみせる。
Alan, I've played enough of these
Nando
games. I hate to
Tensei
burst your bubble, dude. I don't think this is gonna go how you want it to go. Protect you forever, no matter how many times you reincarnate. But if she doesn't look the same, I wonder how he'd find her. Whew. When I got home, I laid down on my bed. Then, out of habit, I looked for a massager, and I realized something. Every time I lay down on this bed, I have this urge to look for a nearby massager, even though I never purchased one before. Gee! Oh, an email from Mom. Checking my phone, I saw an email from Mom. Apparently, she wanted to know how I've been doing. I was living alone to go to Lost York University, and Mom was worried about me. Why not have your friend as your roommate? She doesn't think I can live alone, does she? She's just worried. It's all good. Everyone is sharing a dorm. I want to live with Clarice, but she said no, saying there were some unfortunate circumstances. Clarice is really popular, so maybe living with someone else would cause some problems. I stood, step up ahead, head to the living room and make coffee. I then sat down on the bed again. A mug with an image of an angel. I bought it from home. It's my favorite. This cup is a little old, but when I see the picture, it suits me. That's why I keep using it. It's so good. I bet you it's the cup that Alan got her forever ago. It would be perfect if I had some cake from Keurig last year from Second Ave. But their cake is a bit pricey for college students. That's why I have it for special occasions. I'm going to resist it today. I drink coffee and work on my report. I looked at the picture on the mug and wondered, this angel on the mug has only one wing. It also has a bizarre design. I noticed that the angel is reaching out in an odd way. Maybe the mug was made as a pear. Was there another one that like this at home? It was weird, but I just continued drinking. And then I realized I am searching for the massager again. You're looking for Chi. Oh man. I wonder whatever happened to Chi. The next day, I was visiting my club, the Mythology Research Club. When I entered the classroom, I saw that fellow member, Will Lovecraft and Austin Acton were already there. Well, Austin, looks like you beat me here. Yeah, but the way you nearly got into an accident yesterday, right? Are you okay? These must be Gil's or his brother's kid and Rule's kid. Yeah, I am okay. I nearly got hit. He gets overly worried, so I didn't elaborate. I sat next to the two and noticed they had their books ready for the debate. I'm so looking forward to it today. Today's debate is about Ion, right? I think it was called Sadism. My uncle was writing an article about it for a magazine. That one uncle who you said is a writer for the occult magazine? Wow. Yeah, his name is Gil Lovecraft, and he's been obsessed with the lost love for 20 years now. Whoa, okay. He says his girlfriend was spirited away. That's why our relatives call him the loved one parasite. He's still here! I met him before. My relative is a friend of his, so he took me to a debate. Oh, wow, really? Your family seems to get along well together. I'm not sure it's a family thing exactly. I mean, it's a pretty distant relative. The guy you're talking about is a silhouette star, Rule Acton, right? What? Really? But Austin does look similar to Rule. Besides, his last name is the same. They might not be close relatives, but they are related. Oh, yeah. Rule loves mythology too. He has a lot of books about it at home. I get into it listening to him talk about mythology. Oh my gosh, if Gil was to see me now reincarnated, he would probably flip. I see. So Austin gets into mythology because of Rule. I wonder why I'm so into mythologies and demons. Mom and Dad are pretty vocal rationalists. They only believe in what can be proven through science. So they were pretty surprised when I told them I joined a club all about mythology. But personally, I've always been interested in books about angels and demons and things like that. So it wasn't that strange when I ended up joining the mythology club. Everyone is here. When the door opened, the club leader and other club members came in. Hey, we were just discussing with the club leader that we should go to the pool together next time. The pool? Yeah, we haven't been able to throw a welcome party since you guys joined. I was thinking barbecue, but it's a nice season for going to the pool. What do you think? The club leader was looking over at the girl next to him. He probably likes her. The club leader must be shy. If he likes her, he should just tell her. For some reason, I had the urge to help their love blossom. I don't like pools or the beach due to a healthy fear of drowning. But declining every time is a waste. Besides, I agree. Yeah, I want to go too. How about you? Everyone else really wants to go. I feel bad saying no just because I can't swim. If everyone is together, it should be okay, right? Even if I start drowning, someone would come help me, I hope. So I nodded in agreement. I'd like to go too. Then it's settled. Let me check everyone's schedule later. Let's get to today's activities. The club leader writes down today's agenda on the blackboard. Today is about the difficult topic, so please actively participate in the discussion. Commonly referred to as the god of time, but that's too shallow of a description for a researcher. Try to explore more possibilities, please. As you've heard me say before, the general theory is guilty of this. First of all, you'll find in the writings that here he goes. it was again off on the same tangent as always. It's our usual mythology discussion. I concentrate on the topic. A being that can be regarded as a god, angel, or a spirit. Doctrine holds that it can be either a god or a demon. It's also both a man and a woman. A classic case of hermaphroditism. And it is said that it once gave birth to us humans, and at the same time, it is also said to be a false god. Mythology is so mysterious. From a few alluring words, so many interpretations are born. If you could trace them all the way back to their source, perhaps gods and demons are one and the same. Ugh, I got a split sudden headache. More than just pain, I suddenly felt unsettled. I tried to pay attention to the discussion. I couldn't explain why, but I was really invested in it. At the same time, why was I suddenly filled with sorrow? Ba-ba-bum-bum. That feels like a weird ending place, so I'm just gonna continue. A few days later, members of the Mythology Research Club gathered at the pool. It was a pretty famous meetup spot in the city. Hey, come on. Coming your way. Come on. Who is that meant for? Everyone looked like they're having fun. I sat on the edge of the pool with just my feet in the water and watched everyone playing. The club leader definitely likes that girl. I've been off to one side by myself, just watching everyone else. I did try to join in earlier, but I got a leg cramp right away and had to take a break. Leah helped me out from the pool, and he went to go get some drinks. As for Austin, you look just like real active. You want to hang out with me? With us? Well, yeah, I get that a lot. Well, he was popular. There are only 3 freshmen in the club. The rest are all older, so it's kind of hard to hang out with them naturally. So I have no choice but to sit alone quietly since Leah and Austin are gone. I want to go swim somewhere, but my leg is still cramping. I splash the water with my feet and as I ponder what to do. All of a sudden, something grabbed my leg. I was pulled into the pool and fell into it. What? I thought it was someone messing around, but I saw an ominous dark cloud. It's not a person. I tried to wave the dark cloud away, but it was no use. I struggled and pulled, but the cloud wouldn't disappear. I tried to scream, swallowing water instead. It's painful. I can't float. I'm going to drown.
Oi!
At that moment, I saw something shining dive into the water. Someone's hand pushed the cloud away and helped me up. Happy moment. I know he's not supposed to be here, and this is fairly dangerous, but I coughed, trying to breathe as much air as possible. Someone was rubbing my back. His large, warm hands gave me a strange sense of nostalgia. I felt his warm sensation. I felt his warm sensation when I used to be afraid as a kid, even at times when mom and dad weren't around. Who helped me? I looked up with glimmering eyes. It was someone that I didn't know, but he seemed familiar somehow. Are you okay? I heard a soft voice like a gentle spring breeze. My gut told me it belonged to someone who wanted to take care of me, someone who would never hurt me, someone I'd been searching for all this time. I felt like I'd finally found the place I'd been trying to return to. I couldn't find my words, but my lips moved. Did you swallow too much water? Let's call the ambulance. I'm alright, I'm sorry. I was just surprised. As I answered, the person in front of me seemed relieved. I see, good. Well then, I'll just... Wait! I grabbed his hand as he tried to walk away. Then I froze. What did I want to say to him? Have we met someone before? It was such a cliche, I could hardly bring myself to say it.
俺たち
We've met somewhere before,
前に会ったこ
haven't
とある
we?
よね
Huh? A memory that I didn't recognize went through my mind. What was that? A strange feeling, like deja vu. I tried to push it out of my mind and pulled my phone out of my bag. Thank you so much for asking me. I'd like to thank you properly, so can you please tell me your contact info? The man seemed startled and took a sudden step back. But I showed him my app code, and he finally agreed to exchange info. I don't use this app much, so if I don't respond,
あん
I
ま
am
り
sorry. It's okay. Sorry for the sudden request. I couldn't resist not exchanging contact information. I really didn't want to lose track of him for some reason. I think, Ellen, you just made a blunder, but I love you, so it's fine. What is your name? The contact info didn't have a name. I asked to register his name, and he mumbled for a second.
そ
Yeah,
うだね
you can call me. What?
ギルって
Blah! Gil, that's the same name as Uncle. Is that you? But you don't look alike.
なんや
No, I don't know who
ガイ
Gulia
ルっ
is.
て子は知ら
Gil
な
is
いな
just my nickname. Nickname? Then what's your real name? Is it Guilty? No, sorry, that can't be it. I mentioned a mythology club term out of nowhere. I guess I still had the club leader's lecture stuck in my head. It doesn't have a great meaning, so I thought maybe Gil was a nicer version. I tried thinking of a more obvious answer, but
そうそうそんな感
that's
じ
great. Guilty. Yeah, that's the perfect name for
Guilty
me. Oh, I see then. Guilty. If you happen to have time after
あれ
this, huh?
髪が濡れ
Your
てる
hair is wet. Did you go
まさか
inside
プ
the
ールに
pool?
入
I
ったの
thought you had a leg
さ
cramp.
っ
Are
き
you
足つ
okay?
ってたのに大じゃあ
I'll be
俺はこれ
going
で
now. Guilty. He went away. I wanted to thank
あれ
him. Hey,
足
you
に
have a
あざ
bruise
が
on
でき
your
てる
leg.
よ
Are you okay?
大丈夫
Need something to
今
chill
ヒヤ
it? Oh, yeah, you're right. The other club members looked over when they heard.
あ
Did
何
something
かあったの
happen?
溺れた
Did you drown?
大
Are
丈
you
夫
okay? I'm okay. I bumped my leg and got a bruise.
そっかならよ
That's
かっ
good to
た
hear, Glee. You fret over her too
I-
much. Just like Gil. He's always so protective. I didn't have any siblings, but if I did have a brother, I feel like he'd be just like this. This bruise was caused by that dark cloud. I thought about what I saw in the water and got the chills. Things like this have always happened when I get near the water, ever since I was a kid. This isn't the first time I saw that cloud. That thing assaulted me several times, but it is the first time it actually grabbed me. Before, it seemed like it was just watching me from afar. It was so scary. At the same time, I've never had anyone help me when the dark cloud appeared like that either. Guilty helped me, whoever he is. But that can't be his real name, right? It's not exactly common, and it sounded like he was just rolling with it. However, regardless of his name, he had a scent that I faintly remembered. That is why I want to meet him again. Will he meet me if I tell him I want to thank him? I held my phone tight. It was strange that even though we had never met before, it didn't feel like the first time. I
やら
screwed
か
up.
した
I couldn't help but sigh as I looked at her contact info on my phone. I couldn't stop myself from stepping in, even though I knew I shouldn't meet her. Because of that, I couldn't come up with a decent fake name and use skills. It ended up being Guilty. And that mythology club president kept repeating the word guilty, so it stuck out to me. That's probably why she said it too, but thinking about the actual meaning gets my heart racing a little. Because it felt like she was staring right through me, like she could see my sins.
何度も俺は
I've
罪
already
を
sinned
犯し
so
てい
many
る
times, and even now I'm still. It was a sin to reach out to her, to want to talk to her.
万が一にでも本名が
In
バ
the
レたら
unlikely event that she finds out my
彼
real
女の
name,
記
she
憶を
might
取
get
り
her
戻し
memories
かねな
back.
い
I need to make sure she doesn't find out. It would be best if I had never met her, but
でも
I had no choice though, or she would have drowned. It's all because she took off that bracelet at the pool. I'm sure she didn't want any harm to come to it, but because of that, the lesser demons were able to get their hands on her. If I hadn't rushed to save her, she would have drowned for sure, and those damn demons would have claimed her soul.
彼女を触ったから
When I touched her, I
多
got
分
some
しば
of
ら
my
くは
scent
俺
on
の
her.
匂いが
That
つい
should
て
keep the lesser demons at bay
敵
for
役は
now.
まさかあの
I
子
didn't
が
think she would
ブレ
take
スレッ
that
トを
bracelet off.
外す
I
なんてな
hypnotized her to wear it at all times. Back when she was 2 years of age, I implored her to never take it off. That is why she never took that bracelet off.
でも
But I guess the suggestion has
暗
been
示が
getting
薄くな
weaker.
ってるか
She got older. I wasn't able to approach her
物心
again.
つ
The power I imbued within the bracelet is probably getting weaker too.
仕方ないか
After all, it's been nearly 20 years since I created it. That bright rubber bracelet that I made with her. It's getting pretty old, so its ability to deter demons is fading. But if I get too close to her, she might remember her past, so I can't do that either. You could just, make another bracelet and swap it. The day has come. I'll need to find a way to infuse more power into it.
でも
But she nearly got killed just by taking it off. I don't know what would have happened if I wasn't watching. She's being targeted by demons because she has the soul of a god.
俺が
I'll always protect her, so as long as
ずっと
she's
守ら
living
な
a
きゃ
happy human life, I'll watch over her. Suddenly, I heard a message notification ping from the phone I was holding. Hmm? I looked at the screen and groaned. The message from her saying that she wanted to thank me properly. Dude, say no. A few days later, I wonder if Guilty will come. I was waiting for Guilty at the Happy Forest Cafe alone. I wanted to do whatever I could to see him again and thank him properly for his help. I didn't get a reply, so I was feeling kind of down, but a few days later, he got back to me and said he could meet for half an hour. I didn't want any second of that to go to waste, so I arrived 30 minutes early and waited patiently. I'm craving a coffee and croissant. My heart is pounding. I looked over at the cookies that I bought from Pierre Cormant Lost York as a gift. I wasn't sure why I wanted to meet him again. Therese told me it's dangerous to meet up with some guy you only talked to once. She was totally against this whole thing. She is smart, but also she knows stuff. So I came here in secret. She has no idea I'm here. The door opened and Guilty appeared. Guilty! Yeah, in the flesh. I'm sorry to bother you. I really wanted to thank you for your help. I picked up the drink menu. Why is hand over the menu blue? I haven't played this before. That's interesting. Huh. It's like the game trying to lead me or something. Oh, what would you like to drink? Yeah. I will have ginger coffee. You can have one Vienna coffee, please. After I placed the orders, Guilty sat down in front of me with a slight smile. I thought it would be a good idea to chat a bit, so I started talking about the first thing that came to my mind. I wonder what she's gonna say. One time I met someone who thought Vienna coffee actually had Vienna sausage in it. I laughed till my stomach hurt. I see. I always think of that when I order a Vienna coffee. Weirdly, I can't actually remember who I was with when that happened. But the name is so similar. I guess it makes sense. Has that ever happened to you, Guilty? Actually, yeah, I did say that to someone once, and she laughed at me too. Don't let me romancing Alan. Alan shouldn't be letting me romance him, but so lots of people think the same, huh? They should change the name to something more obvious, like whipped cream coffee. As we sat there joking around, I casually pulled out the present I'd gotten him. Thank you so much for the other day. If you don't mind, please take this. This packaging. They're cookies from Pierre Carment, Lost York on 2nd Ave. I love their cakes, but I heard that their cookies are excellent too. I see. What a coincidence. I like their cakes too. He made a sorrowful expression as he said that. I felt like I'd seen that expression plenty of times before, eyes that were trying to hide a pain buried somewhere deep inside. But this was only our second time meeting, so why did I think I'd seen it plenty of times? I see. That's great. I feel bad though. Wasn't it something for a college student? It's fine because you're my savior. Please take them. Alright, I'll accept. I actually really like sour stuff like this. He made a sweet smile and took the gift. Sour? This is the first time I met someone who says sweet is sour. First time, right? I was overcome by that same feeling I felt earlier. An inexplicable sense of happiness at the fact that I got to be there with him. My confusion must have been obvious because he started to look worried. Are you okay? Did you hurt yourself anywhere when you were drowning? I'm fine, but thank you. It seems like every time I get near a body of water, I end up nearly drowning. Every time? Every time I go into the water, I get a leg cramp. That's why I try to avoid swimming. But that day I accidentally fell in. Some kind of strange cloud pulled me in, but that's pretty hard to swallow, so I left that part out. I always get into trouble like that at pools and beaches.
そうなん
I
だ。
see. I went to the beach as a lot as a kid, but I nearly drowned every time. I was so young, I don't really remember the details. I just remember it was really painful. Painful and dark, but someone rescued me back then, too. I wonder who it might have been. So, because of that, I can't swim. I would drown every single time, so my parents told me not to go into the water, even though I liked the beach. I really wanted to enjoy the water, but no matter how much I stretch and prepare, I get a cramp. So I sort of gave up on going.
海、好き
You
なの
like the beach? Yeah, I get a sense of nostalgia when I go. It feels like I'm going back somewhere familiar. That's why I'd like to go more often.
じゃあ、
Then why don't we go together?
一緒に行こうか。
Alan! Huh? My eyes started towards Guilty's face. He had an expression that looked like he'd done something wrong.
いや、
Oh, well, you know.
それ、
You'll go to the beach with me? For real? I quickly approached him, willing him not to take back his offer. He seemed pretty startled. For some reason, the whole scene left me feeling really nostalgic. Why do I keep thinking his reactions are so familiar? I just met him. I looked like he looked like he was searching for the right thing to say. Finally, he gave up and simply nodded.
一回だけなら、
If it's just once,
あく
only
までも
as your
保護
guardian.
者として。
Yay, I'm so happy. Thank you so much, Guilty. He made a small smile when I showed my happiness. He said guardian, which I could only assume meant he was treating me like a child. Then how about next Sunday we go to Rye Skirt Beach?
了解。
Okay, I'll keep my schedule open for that day. Alright, thank you so much. I live in Lost York, but I've never been to Rye Skirt Beach. I've always wanted to go.
そっか。
I see, perfect.
よか
Then,
った。じゃあ、
well, I gotta
俺
get
もう
going
行く
now.
よ。
Thanks for the cookies.
あ、そうだ。
Oh, by the way, if you get like
もし
cramps
足
a
が
lot,
よく
you
つる
should
な
try
ら、
eating smoked fish liver
魚の
and
肝臓
heart.
と心臓。
Fish liver and heart. Isn't that like written in the book of Cupid? It's how you avoid. I'm pretty sure that had come up at my mythology club before.
そう。
So you're familiar.
よく
Well,
知ってるね。
it works pretty well. Guilty then left money on the table and quickly departed. Gone already. Guilty is a strange person. He seems to know about the book of Cupid. I wonder if he knows a lot about exorcism. He was kind of listening to my sudden request, but still, he seems to want to keep some kind of distance. It was just as true today as the day we met. If he didn't want to see me again, he wouldn't have come, right? I didn't understand his actions, but I was thrilled at the idea of getting to go to the beach with him. I wish he'd let me pay for the coffee, too. He's probably being generous, because I'm still a college student and he's an adult. Guardian, huh? He's caring in a way that's different from Gil's fretting. I know it's not Gil, but I'm just saying Gil because, yeah, whatever. I remember I remained at the coffee cafe alone and sipped my coffee. It was weird, but I was feeling strangely calm. Bye. I put my hands on top of my head as I reached a safe distance where I could look back at her. She looked so sad when she said she wanted to go to the beach. I couldn't help but ask her out. I know I shouldn't get near her, but all I want to do is make her wishes come true. He's got it so bad. For as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to take care of her more than anything else. For that very first moment,
そういや、あ
and
の時
even
も、
back then, she was the only
あ
one
の子
to
から
mention
やりだし
things
たんだよ
like
な。
that first. Oh, wait, and even back then, she was the one to mention things like that first. Maybe it was because I could remember all the things she'd done in the past. Thinking about those bygone days brought fresh pain to my heart. One more time. Just one more time.
君を海へ連
After
れ
I
て
take
行
you
っ
to
た
the
ら、
beach, you'll never see me again. So please forgive me. I stared down at the ground in deep remorse. I had no idea who I was asking for forgiveness from. Oh my gosh. After I left the calf, I was walking through the streets of the city. There was a skip in my step as I was looking so forward to the promised beach day. I'm so happy. I was just so elated to be going to the beach with him. I had no idea why I wanted to go with someone I've never met before so badly. So, for some reason, I felt I would be safe from drowning with guilty there. After all, he's the person who saved me from that dark cloud. He feels so similar to me somehow. His eyes are so gentle too. For some reason, I feel closer to him than even my parents. I wonder why. I wonder if she put the bracelet back on. If there's such a thing as past lives, maybe we were together there. This must be what they call love at first sight. As I was walking, I heard a cheer go up. I looked back and saw a wedding taking place. A woman in a shining white dress was passing the banquet bouquet. It's not a banquet, it's a bouquet. Flower petals fell all around her. Ooh. Huh? A memory from some unknown place flashed through my brain, like a mirage during the day. Are we getting more glimpses? Oh my gosh, we get to see more! It was like a daydream where someone, I didn't know was making a flower crown for me. I cheerfully, I'm cheerfully walking forward with my hands clasped in front of me, wearing a gorgeous flower crown, placing rings made of petals on each other's fingers, acting like it's a real wedding, but like one out of a school children's play. But where could this be? I felt shaken by the memories and had to brace myself against a nearby building. What was that? I must have been from when I was a child, but I don't recognize the other person. But it felt like such a nostalgic moment. It gave me a sharp desire to go look or go back. But go back to where? Oh my gosh. Okay. With that, we're going to wrap up this episode. We will continue next time. I am so glad we finally got more of a glimpse of that beach with the gems or whatever sticking out. I can't wait to know more. I I'm so happy to see Alan, obviously, and to learn more about the other characters in this route. But oh my gosh, like I can't even. As always, remember to eat some food, get some sleep, and drink some water because you are important and so is your health. I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye bye!